This is the Boulevard Cypress, and it's in that last stage of refinement. And what I thought I'd do today was to go ahead and trim this up. How old? Hard to remember, but anywhere from 15 to 20, possibly a little bit more, but it's hard to remember the exact age. I think the one on the right might be a little older than the first thing we're going to do is to do the spring pruning. And essentially we're looking for branches that tend to come up and save what's going horizontal. That should be the first series of pruning that I do, and we'll see what happens when I get done doing that. So like this one going up, see how it starts to flatten and open up in between. So let me go ahead and do most of that and get back to you. Okay, I have gotten started so we can see what we're doing. But one of the things that I need to consider is the total height. We want to make sure that from the bottom of the pot up to the top, it should be between 3 and 4 feet. 3 would be better, but it's here, and then 4 is like that. If I get taller than that, it doesn't fit into many vehicles. Even a large SUV very seldom goes more than 4 feet, and sometimes it's even less. One of the reasons for not pruning up here is I had to find a new apex. So possibly this whole thing gets cut off and this is the apex and then something like that. But I have to study carefully up here, make sure that it doesn't look like it's an abrupt cut. So I'll go ahead and find a potential new apex, cut this off so that we'll keep within that 3 to 4 feet. There's one spot right here where it looks good. So I'll just at least do a rough cut there. And it doesn't look like the top's been chopped. The cut is on the back side. And then for that, maybe somewhere down here. It looks like I could cut here and still have it natural looking. So I'll do something like that. There was another possibility here, but in relation to this one, it should come forward. So I think this will work. It might get cut again, but we'll proceed on as this. These that are planted together are often referred to as his and hers, or the emperor and the empress. European would be more king and queen, but in the Japanese tradition, emperor and the empress. So the one should be taller than the other, and it has to be styled together. This direction, or I could take this side off and go in that direction. And some of the ways that it's been explained to me is, now if this is a loving couple, then we probably want the apex going towards each other. They don't get along all that well, maybe you want to go that way. So this is a nice emperor that loves the empress, so there we go. Japanese like to make up a lot of little stories like that. But now this is our apex. So now I need to do a complementary apex that will go in that direction. I wonder if I should not even use this, but use this one as a apex, because one, it goes in that direction. Two, we need to have some distinction between the two heights. So I'm going to get a different tool and cut it off here and use this as the apex. So I'm going to take this and cut this side off, and that's our apex. That means that these are too heavy in relation to, so I'll take these off. and shorten this up. What that was a camouflage sacrifice branch. So by leaving this branch in here and making it big, I had got this to thicken up. So I still have to make that final decision whether it's going to be a double trunk or it's going to be a branch. Okay, I went with keeping this as a second apex. In that, I can always change my mind and cut it, versus if I cut it and if I wanted to go back, I couldn't do that. The only problem now is if I keep this might either have to be pulled way down or cut off altogether. But I'm also seeing that the queen side has the same kind of situation, a double trunk or a branch. And this one's even a little more difficult because it comes forward. So I'm going to have to address that at the same time I address these. So I'll go ahead and work on this side. And that's the difference between working single trees and doubles. They have to come as a unit. So you work back and forth, and then you got to solve this problem simultaneously. I got choices, this one and this branch here. Does something happen to it? Or does it get removed? This one here, even if I pull it down, I think it's gonna, well, maybe it's okay. That is a tough call because if I cut it off there, it has nothing. And if I cut this off, it seems like it would have nothing, but it seems to interfere with this part here. So maybe if I cut this off and bring this forward, it'll take up that space. Those are always the hard decisions that you have to make. And on the queen side, this is sort of my solution for now. And on this side, I think I have another option that I hadn't seen before. And I think I'll try it. See, what I did was I took the branch that was going like that, pulled it down here to pick up this space. And I'm going to remove this one so we could see that. I think that might be the best. So I'll go ahead and take this one off. What happened when I pulled this down, this ended up in the same plane. So what I'm thinking now is to take this and pull this down, then it kind of takes the place of the one that was there. I think that's going to be the answer. It's probably a good idea to stop now because there's not much left. I got it thinned out. I got it really thinned out. But I think this was one of those necessary evil type pruning. Still got a few dead looking things, but other than that, basically it's about where I want to be this time of the year. Oh, this one, probably remove that there. But